Hey there, I'm JB and welcome to Hazy Dreams. In today's episode, I would like to work onto this area. We're going to implement a couple of flat rides, a couple of track rides, and a few other things that I would like to do into this area. It's a very big project, but let's see how much we can get done for today. Now, the one thing that I already explained to you guys is that I have actually been lowering this pathway from that pathway because this will allow people to not go on here. And why do we want to have this here? Well, this is going to be very nice for our track ride, so we can make it look like it's an actual road. Now, I'm going to be also very honest, I'm not really sure just yet what I want to do with this pathway just yet. Maybe we're going to make it cross from this section all the way up to that section, which down here we're going to make two different biome buildings to say. Now, right down here in the middle, I would like to have a flat ride, something exciting, and then people who come from this area will have to walk around this to get over here, or of course they can go like this. Then surrounding, I would like to have some water so that the track ride will be surrounded by water, and then it's going to have like a little canal that goes this way, and this area will actually be lower. So you're gonna have like a nice waterfall if we can, create that. It's not gonna be crazy lower, but just a bit. And then in the back, my plan was also to have like another track ride coming from that area, crossing this area, and then I can show it like this. We're just gonna go straight, and then in here, it's going to act a little bit like the monorail, which is just gonna go around the park. But only this one will have like a quarter part of the park. Down here there will be some shopping, of course, and toilets is something I'm also going to keep in mind. And then in here I would also like to do something, not sure this yet. What I do know is that down here we can maybe also implement something small, and or I'm going to keep in mind to implement some staff buildings. And I'm thinking like right down here on this level, right, we can implement some staff buildings, so we can make like an entrance, staff buildings, power, water, whatever not, even though we don't really need it, I'm still want to implement it. And or I have an idea for the monorail, because we're going to make something like a tunnel, a building tunnel to say, and in this tunnel I want to create something trippy. Alright, so meanwhile I was doing the pathway, I was like trying to fantasize what we can do in this area, which team we should be using, and then I have been testing some stuff and came to the conclusion that there is a few things we can do. There is a few things, or well, basically one thing that we cannot do. I will just show you that in a second. Now for the middle part, we do have enough space, because what I would like to implement down here is just something simple. I have a certain team idea, and we're going to put down the gyro plane in here. This thing goes up into the sky, rotates, and does all kinds of funny stuff, and it fits perfectly in here. I thought that the space was more cramped up, but apparently it's not. Now my original plan was to have the go-karts go along here, in here, and do a couple of whatever, go out, get on the same track, go in here, get along, get out, go here, go there, and then back to the station. And then also have the bus go on the same route, go here, go there, and then I had to think where else I'm gonna put it, right, before going back. Now the problem here is that the go-karts do not have a turn-offable, I'm not sure if that's English, for the sides. You can turn on extra railings, but you cannot turn off the tire and the barrier, which I understand. It's not too big of a deal, I understand, but it would have been cool if you could turn that off. For some reason, this game actually likes to snap track rides at pathways. It could also be that it's with the other stuff, but for some reason it likes to snap to it. The only thing here is that the station will just be a little bit lower than the ground, so you won't have like the ground glitching to it. Not too big of a deal to just lower the ground, just make it look nice, right? So yeah, getting this done, two reasons it's not gonna happen. Well, one, the barrier, and two is that the corner is not gonna look too pretty. For the go-kart, we will have to put it elsewhere, and that's fine. What else can we do is these two rides, because I don't mind this railing, or I'm not sure actually what it's called. That's okay, it's completely fine by me. And this curve down here, we just have to deal with it, which I'll guess let's just first implement a ride right down here. Well, do not ask me how, but for some reason, somehow I got the pathway finally done. It took me such a long time. But yeah, I start to get happy with what is going on into this area. Of course, it needs to be decorated, it needs to be made look nice. And the colors that I've basically been choosing were called retro colors. I just googled something just to get an idea of different mixture of colors. There's like brown, there is blue, there is white, there is yellow, and or there is a certain red. But I want to try to avoid the red as much as possible because I want to give it a different kind of touch. Now, of course, there are a lot more colors, and I will definitely take a look at that. Very scary, though. At least, you know, if one of these chains break down, at least you have a chance to be lucky and fall in the water. Anyway, beside that noisy thing, I have a pad staff type of... Oh, it's still complaining? Guests can't reach the park entrance and want to leave. Are you a bit retarded? I mean, the pathway, the entrance and exit is here, so... Yeah, you're a dumbass. Anyways, this is a problem that many people are facing too, and I think it's because the guests get stuck or whatever for too long, and then yep, they start complaining. Yeah, anyways, I wish this pathway could be just as wide as this one, or have this pathway just as thin as this one, or narrow, small, because it looks very, very weird. Also, another thing that I wish is that for the queue that they have stamps. There's no stamps for queuing. Maybe that will also be added later on. But yeah, in this case, I just have to see how am I going to dress this up, because the colors are a bit screaming against each other, especially like the black. And with that being said, let's just open it up. Let's see how many people will enjoy this one. And I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a problem to, you know. Okay, there is another thing that I wish this game had, and let's press it on pause once again. You know, this game must have a little annoying things. Anyways, it's almost December 12th, which in this case is tomorrow. This maybe tomorrow will be an update. There is also no painter. Where the hell is the painter? You know, like the option to just paint whatever without needing to go each and every little bit and piece, because that is also a lot of work. Well, you know, as I'm going and building this stuff, I get like ideas after ideas in mind what I would like to do with this area. I have started implementing some wood down here and then brought it over to this area down here, because I think it actually looks good to have this brown with yellow. Now, of course, I will try to implement more colors and stuff and things. We have to take it easy, layer by layer. Now, one of the things that came in my mind as I was making 2 walls high right down here, and I take a look at the texture that we can use to paint the ground. For some reason, I had to think about Architect, and Architect had like, you know, very funny type of terrain textures. And then all of a sudden, I seen this what it's called moss. And once I placed this moss down, I was like, along with this wood, yes, I know exactly what I want to do into this area. What I want to do is make an indoors forest. Not just a forest. I want to make a forest with go-karts getting through this area. I think it would be way more fun than having the old school cars go around, do some stuff in here, because with the old school cars, I need to think of way different scenery, which I wasn't really sure about yet. And with this go-kart, I can come up with so many fun stuff. You're going to use rocks, you're going to use trees, fallen trees, you're going to use like little caving tunnels, and maybe, just very little maybe, we can actually use a little bit of Viking team in it. Just a tiny touch, like a building or like a little outpost or something. Oh, that's cool though. Just something, you know, because it's also this very woodish type of deal, and it has like this strange stony type of stuff, which I hope, yes, we can. Oh, that's fantastic. We can give it our own colors and then just make some sort of scenery out of it. That's the only thing that I'm gonna admit I find a little bit of a buildings and stuff. I haven't really took a look at it. But what I find a little bit of a shame is that there are no, like, people. Like little dolls or something to put down, which was a very nice thing in Planet Coaster itself. Ah, yes, I'm getting it. So yeah, I wanna fix something very, very nice, and I had a little bit in mind how I would like to have the track actually go. I was at least thinking, once again, we're gonna check it out from the people's eyes view, right? So I want you to come here at the staircase, and I want you to get that view down there. I want you to see something interesting, and I want you to just see the go-karts. I want you to hear the go-karts. I think I will hop up and over, and then make like a circle going down, spiral. There we go. Then go underneath the staircase. And then you come out here, and then maybe like something with water and a cave, and maybe we should do the animatronics, what we just had with the two guys smashing hammer right down in the corner into something. And then you're gonna go right down there with the go-karts, and yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, I forgot what the Christmas tree is called. This thing. Lodge? No, it's not called a lodge, right? The European lodge? I mean, it kind of fits in with the other one. I just need like big boys, right? And we can make this big boy even bigger boy. I think that would be a perfect combination, and along with some rocks and little like a creek with water going, and let me fix something real good. Have I gone too far? Maybe. But I'm absolutely happy with the end result, and I'm going to show you all about it. And not only that, I will also tell you where I exactly started and where I ended for good reasons. So the thing that I did first, of course, is lay down the track. Then I actually started with the stones and the water. The reason being for the stones and the water is because stones and water makes the place. The trees and bushes is just filling in the rest of the area. So if you would do trees and bushes first and then start to decide, okay, where am I going to place the water or the rocks, it's going to look very different and maybe not as interesting. Just something that I want to share. And of course, I did a lot of stuff from the eyes of the people, because I also find that very important. And with that being said, we also had an update, and this update increased the performance. This update also brought glass, which is also very nice, and of course a lot of other stuff and things. I just noticed a bird in the tree. So I will show you around. 1 second. The first thing I just want to say is that the only reason why I have decided that I'm not going to change the glass at the train is because I think it is funny to come back someday and say, remember that day when there was no glass and we had to use alternative options in order to make glass? Anyways, let's take a look at this beautiful build that I've been building right out here. So as you can see, the track is starting out here, and goes along, and I've been saying I want to create like little things. So I actually built this track into the ground, and the ground didn't move down, which I like a lot. I like it when the ground doesn't mess up, which you can mess up yourself later on. And then I came out here, and I was like, I want to have like a little pond here with water, with a waterfall. So we got around here, make this look thinner because it makes it look a little bit bridgey-ish. Then go up, over, and in a circle going down, and then back to the station. I think this is a very reasonable track to drive. Now, this up here originally was not my plan, but later on I was like, well, I got this waterfall. Why not just bring the ground up, use the flatten tool to, smear it this way, and then try and see if I can make like a very thin layer of ground here without, sticking it through the floor, and then make a ripper on it. And I could have gone a lot higher. It was, it's very easy to do that, but I already made the waterfall in the first place, so I didn't want to move the waterfall again after I already fixed some stuff. And this is actually pretty neat to look from this angle. So you come into this, this section of the building, you see like the water, the plants, you see the go-kart going around the tunnel and all of that good stuff. Now, I spoke about implementing a bit of Viking theme in here, but in the end I've decided to not do that because we will make a different area with more Viking stuff, because there is apparently so much Viking stuff that I didn't want to really have different areas with Viking stuff. Yes, I did build at this little house, and I will just show you while being in person's view. Starting out here, of course. Now we will ride the track, and after that I will do a couple more things. We're also going to see nighttime, because it's also going to be an important thing, partly, and I will explain you then why. But yeah, I think it's very cool. You know, you can see the little house or station. I will make sure there will be some signs, because there is the entrance, and the exit will be right down there. You will see the cars going around, and you will hear noises, and you know, you can look what is going on. And from this angle, I will try and see if I can do something with this. Not too much though, because everything will eat FPS, and we need to make a whole park out there. So, entrance right down here. You know, you can have a little sneaky peeky of what's going on. You go through this little tunnel, and you know, it's like very simple decorated, and it was a lot of fun to make this stuff. You know, this is how it looks on the inside. The only thing I find a shame is that these beam pieces, they have a couple of them, except for straight ones. These are actually, I believe these are gridded pieces. So yeah, down here will be like shoppings and toilets, some places to sit. And then down here it's like, you know, you can just have a little sneak peeky through the waterfall. You can hear like the go-karts going around. Kind of funny, you can... Oh! Now trying to make it a little bit hilly. Also the corner having like 5-degree angle, like inclined. That's max you can do, by the way. When you go down, very dangerous type of deal out here. Into this little tunnel, and then yeah, back at the station. So yeah, that will be that for the track. Very simple, but I think it's so super duper nice to have this in here. You know, it would be cool if you had some, but that's me, like animatronics, you know, have like a deer zipping water or whatever, something like that. So in this case, what I will do for the next step is add some little details, add some lights, add some shopping. Which of course I will be showing right away at nighttime. Now there is one thing, I have been noticing it already at the beginning, that certain lights aren't that strong. And because certain lights aren't that strong, I cannot really light up every bit and piece of certain things. Could be difficult. Yes, I can hang up like 100 of spotlights here and there, but it makes it look a little bit too fake-ish. And another thing is, we will play this game mostly at daytime. Maybe sometimes I will just show like a nighttime shot, for an example. You know, once we have this ginormous hotel down here, you can have like a little look with lights here and there, but it's not going to be super duper. So yeah, details. I have added a lot of details. Let's first get into this track, by the way. Let's just... And then you can show... You know, I can show you a little bit like what I've done for the light, which is actually kind of cool. It looks very nice. Oh, this is what I've done in this tunnel. These are actually like figurinos. I thought, let's make something mysterious, you know? This person really needs to learn to drive, or better to say dummy. So yeah, I added like little lanterns into the tire. Each servo meters. I didn't really watch like, okay, it needs to be light up. It's just like what would be decent. And here in the corner, I didn't add any onto the right. I was like, I only want to have it on the outside, or else it might get too bright. And also on the left side, I added this statue. By the way, very nice that I can look around. Just very simple. Yeah, from this point on, I just try to add some lights here and there. But as you can see, there are a lot of dark spots. But it's nighttime. Maybe we should just keep that in mind. I'm like, what is that noise? Yeah, so here's like exit of the Go Viking. Just hang up some fish nets. Yeah, it looks cozy in here. I want to show you some daytime results too. There are some shields onto there, which is very nice. Go Karts looks like this at nighttime. Not too exciting as daytime actually. Down here some commercial for Pip Shot and Go Vegan. These dudes are having fun making Mandalorian armor. Smashing some, what is it, bass car. Yeah, this needs to be open. Go Vegan. A Pip Shot juice, and here a toilet. I thought, let's use these things to hang up toilet sign like this. Yeah, we got like a boat here. Once again, daytime will come into a second. And then here's some tables for folks to sit down onto. And then it is 11 o'clock again. So in this case, forgot to show you something. I will just do that in a minute. Yeah, this is how it looks at daytime. Very nice. I also like the lettering. Fits in very well. And then at daytime, it is a little bit better to see what's going on with the sign. The shields, I mean. And how this looks. And these guys right down here with the boat. Or oversized canoe. Yeah, it's very simple, and I've chosen to not decorate literally everything. Just a little bits and pieces here and there to keep it interesting. Like here it's not that interesting. But once you get into the area, it starts to get interesting. Something like that. Now another thing that they have been adding is a giant, absolutely enormous fireworks stuff and things. This is not it, but if we would go down here and then go down here, you can see they have added a ton of stuff. You can even have exploding letters and logos and whatever not. There is a lot of stuff. And with this thing, you can make like a fireworks show. I've been messing around a little bit with it. Kind of fun and a lot of work, but in the end it's worth it. Let's keep it on 8 o'clock. Something like that. Alright, and so the roof is onto the building, and I just wanna, surprise you guys and get the feeling of it from the view of the people's eye. It took me quite a while. I was messing around for quite a while, but then in the end I just took a little bit more of a simple approach, and this is how the end result looks like. I'm still pretty happy with it, even though, I had a design in mind, and I will just explain all about it in a minute. But this is fantastic. So at the side it is all closed off, right? And then in the middle I've been making use of glass. Alright, mind my speaking there. I've just been eating some stuff, and yeah, now of course the real question here is, can we really see if it's glass or not glass? Well, in the end, I think it's just for the principles, I guess. Yeah, this gives also a very nice effect onto the shadows. This is just perfect. And yeah, if I close this off, it would be pretty dark in here. It wouldn't be looking as good anymore. The natural light is really needed in here. Alright, and I could just show you also, like, if the roof is closed off, it really looks like this, right? And now it looks like that. This is so fantastic. I freaking love it. This is just like a wall piece, and then I just place the glass piece as high as possible. So it sticks out a little bit, and I kind of like that idea though. And yeah, down here I got a couple of designs, or, well, at least first the idea was at the edge to stick it through. But because the design of this whole build is so funky, it was getting troublesome at some point in order to keep that design. And yeah, you can see how things are sticking out and how they're not sticking out, because for example down here I just made it like that, while on the other part it looks like that, right? Now you might wonder, yo, how are you going to, you know, make it look nice? Well, it's actually pretty simple. I made like a little piece here to show you that already. It's just gonna be up, roof on top of it, and then just cut it down. So yeah, the water that will be catched up in here can be used, I don't know, to feed the plantation indoors, something like that. And of course, by far I'm not done. I just don't want to, you know, go too quick with this, because I want to make it look nice. And maybe I will do something. I want to have like a overhanging type of deal, right? Overhang it. I want to have like neon lights at the side. It's really going to need to look, you know, more like this-ish, what I've done down here. But I don't want to rush it off. And we still need to fill in this part right down here, and I have a fantastic idea what we are going to do with that. But of course, more about that later on. Now from the other side, right out here, it's going to look a bit like this, just a bit. Alright, and you can see different color in here. Yeah, but once again, I want to, you know, stick things out. I want to have something overhanging. I'm probably going to end up making like balconies on here, or something like a upper pathway, make some windows in here, you know, make it look nice. Add decorations, add like some boilets at the side, make some signs, make it all look nice and fine. Which in the next episode I would also probably start already with adding in some vehicles that are gonna go up and around, come in here, go along this edge, and then go away. I think it would be a lot of fun to start that. But in general, I am happy. Hi.